Luke and Samantha. In middle school, Sasha was brainy, shy, introverted, the kind of kid who is easy to overlook. Sasha's father, Carl, refers to that quality as Sasha's invisibility cloak. They blend into the background, he explains. They've always been that sort of kid that nobody even knows they're there. Sasha didn't seem to need other people that much. In fact, they often said that the world would be better off without humans in it at all. The world inside their head was fascinating enough. They thought about numbers a lot and shapes and the size of the universe. They drew imaginary subway maps and worked out math problems on the whiteboard the family kept in the breakfast nook. They were interested in space and Legos and trains and the ancient Greeks, and they noticed things most people didn't, like the subtle shades within the green of a leaf, the geometric shapes within a sculpture. They loved cats and had a habit of meowing. Sasha couldn't say whether any of this was because they had Asperger's, because, of course, they never not had Asperger's. The only mind they'd ever been inside was their own. In sixth grade, Sasha started attending a tiny K-8 Montessori school with about 25 kids in each grade. They were in a mixed age class of 4th, 5th, and 6th graders, and there was just one other new kid that year, an apple-cheeked 5th grader named Samantha. She looked right past Sasha's invisibility cloak and saw a kindred spirit. Samantha was a head taller than Sasha, with tousled blonde hair, ivory skin that flourished easily, and wire-rimmed glasses. Her family moved around a lot, and at 10, she'd already lived in 5 states and attended 6 different elementary schools. But she had never had a best friend. She was used to being an outcast, to feeling both smarter than other kids and stupider. Her dad was a nanotechnologist whose laboratory was in their basement. He'd been giving her what he called dad homework for her whole life, and she'd always gotten pressure from demonstrating her and she'd always gotten pleasure from demonstrating her intelligence. Yet she could never seem to learn the rules that other kids played by, the rules that defined how you were supposed to talk and how you were supposed to look and what you were supposed to be interested in. Rules that defined how smart was too smart. Samantha noticed that Sasha wrote their name on homework assignments in Greek letters. She noticed that Sasha loved math and costumes and imaginary worlds. She noticed how passionate Sasha was about everything. Their conviction that the ancient Greeks were better than the ancient Romans, that the base 12 counting was better than base 10, that cats were better than dogs. She noticed Sasha's long eyelashes and their curly shoulder-length brown hair. Samantha has a crush on me, Sasha told Carl with a kind of anthropological interest. And it was true. She did. It didn't take long for the two of them to become inseparable. Sasha adopted Samantha's way of talking, pronouncing fail when something was lame and LOL when something was funny. They played Dungeons and Dragons and then left the 12-sided die on the floor and invented magical bottles of their own. They each adopted a tiny, invisible baby dragon. Sasha's was named Cinnamon, Samantha's was Pendragon. They invented stupid TV shows, unleashing a cavalcade of ever-increasing banality as they tried to outstupid each other. They were so close that Samantha felt like Sasha was inside her head, thinking her thoughts before she even thought them herself. Okay, so if you guys have ever had like a really, really good best friend and you guys just love to do everything with each other and you have fun together no matter what you're doing, this is kind of like the relationship that Sasha and Samantha have right now. Okay, they love spending time with each other. But it just so happens that Samantha has a crush on Sasha. Da, da, da. So we'll see what happens. Okay, I'm in the middle of page 23, so keep following along with me, okay? At that closeness. Okay, middle of page 23. That closeness, of course, drew the attention of their classmates. As far as anyone could tell, Samantha was a girl and Sasha was a boy. The teasing was merciless. Everyone wanted to know if they were boyfriend and girlfriend, if they were KISSING. They weren't. It drove Samantha crazy. She once grabbed a classmate by the arm, yelling, "Stop making fun of us." Her fingers hit a pressure point, and the girl screamed in pain. Samantha felt terrible about it, but still, why couldn't everyone just leave them alone? It was part of that disorienting feeling she'd had for years. That feeling that everyone except her had been issued a handbook. Samantha knew it was important to be pretty and cool, but she had no idea how to be those things, or even why she was supposed to want to be. Her body was growing curvier. Breasts burst from her chest like twin cannonballs, but they didn't feel sexy and good. They just felt heavy. She hid them under baggy t shirts and sweatshirts and watched the other girls come to school in tiny skirts and spaghetti straps, wondering why everything was so much harder for her than it was for them. "Tell me how to be popular," she begged one of the spaghetti strap girls. The girl the girl's expression, her lower eyes, the way she glanced around seeking escape, told Samantha what a mistake the question had been. If you have to ask, it's out of reach. Something was wrong with her, really wrong. She was angry, she was sad, she was afraid, she wanted to die. In sixth grade, she said so in class. Her teacher told her parents, who took her to a therapist. One day, Samantha told her therapist about a video she'd seen on YouTube. Two young women stood back performing a slam poem called Her, rotating to face the mic as they gave voice to a girl named Melissa and a boy inside her named James. Sometimes she wishes she could rip the skin off her back. Every moment of every day, she feels trapped in the flesh of a stranger. Watching it, Samantha felt something chime inside her, a bell vibrating in resonance. Before puberty, her physical body didn't seem to have much to do with who she was. People used to mistake her for a boy, but she had felt proud to be a girl. But now being a girl was like being stuffed into a heavy, constricting costume. She could hardly breathe in it. The rules of the universe were fixed. You look a certain way and you have to act a certain way. And people are going to treat you in a certain way. There was no way to alter it. "I think I might be transgender," she whispered to her therapist the next week. "I don't think you know what transgender means," her therapist replied. The bell that had been chiming inside her fell silent. She's the expert, Samantha thought. It would be another year before she told anyone else. Okay, so what we're getting here now is this picture of Samantha. Okay, so Samantha and Sasha are like best friends. They do everything together, right? Samantha has a crush on Sasha. Okay, and now we're realizing that Samantha is having these feelings because remember, Samantha's a girl. Okay, but Samantha is feeling like she doesn't belong in a girl's body. Okay, so she's thinking that she might be transgender, which means that she wants to start identifying as a male. Okay, so she doesn't want to identify as a girl anymore. She wants to identify as a boy. Okay, so she kind of wears like these baggy shirts and she's trying to like talk to people about it, but they're kind of like dismissing her and telling her, like, "Oh, like you don't know what you're talking about." But she's a little bit confused on everything that's happening. Okay, so we're going to keep reading and see kind of what happens with Samantha and Sasha and see how they grow in the upcoming chapters.